And then we're gonna come down to what we call low ready. It's just right here in front of you, about 45-degree angle. And we're gonna take a breath. This is an administrative procedure, okay? And you're gonna be facing this way. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna say, turn into your gun. I want you to keep your muzzle facing down range, and I want you to straddle the line just like this. From here, first, we remove the magazine. Now, your magazine release button is usually right here. You may not be able to reach it with your thumb just like this. You might need to turn your hand around a little bit, and that's fine, okay? Push the magazine release button, take the magazine out and put it in a pocket. Without muzzling our hand, we're gonna reach over the top of our slide behind the ejection port. This is the injection port on your gun. We're gonna reach back here, and I like to grab my gun just like this. And we're gonna jerk it, and we're gonna let it go. That should have ejected the round. We're gonna do that 2 more times. We're gonna jerk it, let it go, and jerk it and let it go. We do that because unloading your gun is sequence specific. And what would it tell you if I saw a rainbow of brass coming out of here? What did I forget to do?
The magazine.
I forgot to remove the magazine. Unloading your gun is sequence specific. Next, there's the slide lock lever right here. We're gonna lock and inspect. We're gonna take this thumb, we're gonna put upwards pressure as we pull the slide back. Now what you can do on here is if you can get your thumb flat on here and push this way, it's gonna help you. And it'll lock into a notch and you're gonna feel it. It's called lock and inspect. We're gonna take the pinky of our support side hand and feel into the chamber, down in the magazine well, and up the bolt face, all 3 places. We're gonna walk through this, don't panic. Then we're gonna visually inspect if we can. Now what I'm not gonna do is this, okay? Where's my muzzle? All right, so we need to move our head a little bit and we need to look. Then when we're sure there's no brass, we're going to jerk our slide 1 more time. We're gonna get our nice 2-handed grip. We're gonna pick up a target that will absorb our round should we have made an error, and we're gonna dry fire our gun. We're gonna walk through this. So everyone online, great. Without muzzling your hand, reach over the top of your slide, jerk it, and let it go. Behind the ejection port. Good. Now do that 2 more times. Lock and inspect. So now if we're having a problem, you might want to lean into your shoulders a little bit. Get that center of gravity lowered on yourself because it's going to help. It's kind of a 2-armed thing. You're pushing with one and pushing with the other. Take the pinky of your support side hand, fill into the chamber, down the magazine well and up the bolt face. Try to get that pattern in. Chamber, magazine well, bolt face. You'll do it every time and you won't miss anything. Visually inspect if you can. All right, very good. When you're sure there is no brass, reach over the top of your slide and jerk it 1 more time. Pick up your 2-handed grip, face down range. Pick up a target that will absorb your round. Dry fire your gun when you've picked up your target. Okay, very good. Once you get a hold of a fully charged magazine, indexing the first round with your fingertip. Okay, insert it into the magazine well, strike it. Reach over the top of your slide, jerk it and let it go. Okay. You may face down range and immediately reholster.
Reholster for your support hand and then reholster.
Good. Okay. You would put the middle of your front sight intersecting the X. You're going to basically cut the X in half if the X is your target. So you're not going to see all of it. But as long as you have the top line even, you're gonna be fine. And then if it's right in the middle, your front sight right in the middle, that's going to be a hit for you. Now, in order to make our hits, there are 4 things that have to be in alignment. So we're going to need our eye, our rear sight, our front sight, and our target to all be in alignment, all 4 things at the same time in order to make our hit. If I were to hold my gun and I have my eye and the rear sight and I have my target line, but I've got my front sight low, I'm going to hit low. They all have to be in alignment. And you're going to have to keep your sights in alignment the entire time you push your trigger. And we do a straight back and flat press. Nice, easy, slow press. Boom. Let the gun going off be a surprise to you. Or which would you say is more important? Knowing when the gun is going to go off or knowing what you're going to hit? Knowing what you're going to hit. Exactly. So as you're pressing the trigger, it doesn't matter when the gun's going to fire, right? But it's going to matter what you hit. Did you all hear that? This is called trigger reset, okay? The gun's going to go off, gun's going to fire, and I'm going to hold the trigger back, and then I'm going to reset. That's all the further I need to let this trigger out, okay? Gun's going to fire. I'm going to reset my trigger every time. If I let my trigger all the way out every time, it's like taking the first shot every time, which is going to add movement to my gun. When we use our trigger reset, we're going to shoot more accurately, which is extremely important when you say to be able to hit what you're intending to hit. And it's also going to make you faster.
Real quick, guys.
remember, retract your support hand, master grip, lift and clear, rock and lock, hands merge, up strong.
Good reminder.
Okay. So go ahead and draw your gun. Come down to low ready. Check your grip. Okay, we're going to step into the hallway. Oh my God, there's a hostage. All right, give him the command.
What do you want?
1001, 1002. Begin when you are ready. Easy press.
Finger up.
Okay, you may reholster. What's great about Glocks is I could hear your trigger reset going on. Reset after your last shot. That's excellent. Okay, I saw this one was your first one, and then this was your second one. They're just a little bit low, so all we need is a nice group. We're just going to move it up a little bit. Okay, but I must say I'm impressed at how nice our groups are this morning. We're nice and tight, we're breathing. We just got to adjust a little bit. We want to make sure when we get these sights going that we're using this rear notch as a window. Okay, what do we do with windows? We look through them. We want to make sure we're looking through our window, because if we're looking over it all, it's always going to make our shots come down. So we're just straight through, just that front sight, just straight through that rear window. What do you
want?
Good reset.
Yes,
Guns
away.
away.
Okay,
Yeah.
guns are away. Start down here. This is very good. This is very good. Okay, those are excellent. You are obviously doing your trigger reset. Very good.
Thank you.
What you're going to do now is I want you to come from both sides. We're going to do this drill to go through an entire magazine. And at the end, you're going to have to reload your gun. I want you to come down to low ready, just like we've been doing. I want you to step into the hallway. Oh, here we are. What do you want? 2 shots. I want you to step out of the hallway. Take a breath. I want you to step back into the hallway. What do you want? 2 shots. Step back out of the hallway. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to go both sides. Just keep doing it until you went through an entire mag. Don't rush through this. By the time you're done, you should have a bored out hole right here in the bridge of the nose. You understand what we're doing? Okay, all right, very good.
What do you want? 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 What do you want?
We finished up the daytime portion of the rest of the shoot. I got a lot better at, my biggest thing is I have a lot of anxiety when it comes to pulling the trigger. I know that everyone says that you need to let the gun surprise you, and like I said before, that's just not something I'm good at. Like, I'm not good at being like, oh, I have a firearm, let it surprise me, pew! So I've gotten really good at, a lot better at telling myself to slow down and pull slow. That's the only way that I can get myself to be surprised by the gun. I don't really like that terminology, honestly. I would rather say let the round surprise you, or let something else other than let the gun surprise me. We went over some drills where there is a shooter that you have to engage with, and then you have to move from point to point to point, and we shot some rotating targets. That was something that I enjoyed the most, because when I'm standing static and shooting, it allows me to overthink things a lot more, I believe. So I actually did a lot better when we did the rotating targets than I did when we were doing just static rounds. Take that from that what you will, I don't know. But I really like that they allow the class to work on some moving targets and to move along with that. Another thing that this gun range is able to do, or that this gun range allows with this class, and only this class as far as I know, I'm not sure, but they taught us this Sewell position where you have your gun holstered, and then we would actually rotate, which obviously you can't do on a range anywhere, but that helps for us as shooters who are working on knowing all of our surroundings. If we're ever in an active shooter situation, that's something that you have to do. So I appreciate that they are able to do that in an environment where everyone still feels very safe. The biggest thing for me has been that I've been able to feel safe in this course, and I've felt there are lots of instructors around all the time, and everyone is with an instructor, so you don't have to worry about anybody being neglected and maybe doing a negligent discharge or anything like that. So we are actually getting ready to do the night portion of the shoot. I'm not sure exactly what we're gonna do. I don't really know what to expect. I just know we're gonna be shooting in the dark. We have to have a flashlight. There's going to be flares and I believe smoke. But so far, I'm really enjoying this, and it's been a lot of really helpful information. It's helped me become more confident in what I'm doing as well. I didn't kill my mother-in-law. Yay! Jet will be happy to hear that. I actually really do like my mother-in-law a lot. She's awesome.